Anyway, all right, 10-minute chess. Okay, I'm not going to be looking too much at chat, okay? I'm not going to be looking too much at chat. Our rating is 1517. Can I show you something to scare you? My bullet rating is 1473. It used to be, it was 1599 the last time we streamed chess. And, moreover, hello, Funky Kong, hello. Moreover, I was down to like 1430 last night before I really got it glunking. I think I gotta cover up. It's not like Funky Kong, you've done nothing wrong here, but I do think I have to cover this section. I've been having some pretty terrible. I'm just not seeing the board well in chess, honestly. Like I'm seeing the board pretty badly. So yeah, I think, honestly, partly it's the monitor, but then, like, I tried to zoom out in Chrome so that it looks smaller, but actually, when you zoom out on chess.com in Chrome, it makes the board get bigger, because it's like, it already is expanded, like, to the vertical maximum. Anyway, so let's play some games here. 10-minute chess against Stecker from Slovakia. Not looking at chat. We're going to try to play the Sicilian defense because we've studied the Sicilian. You follow up the Sicilian. I believe you almost always play d6 or knight to c6. I can't remember. You always, oh, you play knight to c6 so that when he takes here, you're not screwed. You always do the exchange. Okay, Beth Harmon. Hey, I'll have you know, I was playing the Sicilian when Beth Harmon was... Well, I guess the Queen's Gambit book actually came out in, like, the 80s or something like that. But when Beth Harmon... Well, when she was still learning to spell her name, I was being trained to conquer galaxies. What an interesting game we have at our disposal right now. Can't go here because of this coverage, but this is where I want to be. But I do wonder, like, I was just going to say, what if they push that? Do we follow up with this spicy move right here? Or do we follow up with this spicy move right here? What would we got plenty of time to think about it. Can't go here. Just remember that. We could always go to c6, but then I don't hate c6, but the take kind of leaves me untempo, in my opinion. This is kind of a strange double down. So if I go bishop to here, they could take. I take. They take. I lose out pretty heavily, I think, in this exchange. I don't think we escalate threat here. If I go here, in all likelihood, they will probably... I mean, they may not fall back. I think this is a decent place. But we do have to figure out... Because, like, what else could they do? They'll probably allow the take and maybe develop the bishop or something like that, but I think I allow it. That was fast. Yeah, that was pretty quick. I'm not super worried about time in this game, but so you do expect that this would happen, and it sucks to sequester your knight here, but are they? This is like we could get overwhelmed pretty quickly. But I think if they do a push here, we maybe sack our trash knight in order to take 2 pawns and get in behind. I mean, otherwise we're going to be forked. And actually, there's no place for this guy to go anyway. So I think you actually do it, even though it opens up this file. Unfortunately, they didn't castle kingside, but whatever. Do I want to trade? Not really. Full stop. But I also don't have like a great place for this to go otherwise. So I actually feel like maybe we will. And I was hoping you would take with this knight. Hope is not a good strategy in the game of chess, but that's where we're at, right? So I think we want to start stacking up a little pressure here. We got to watch out because if we move this rook, as soon as this knight moves, the bishop has a discovered attack on this pawn, which is actually not that bad. necessarily. If we develop our... developing the queen is way worse. Again, don't get stressed out. You got plenty of time. The problem with pushing to e5, as I see it, is that it locks in this bishop. It makes this bishop pretty terrible. And in theory, like, if we can get this pawn out of here, this diagonal becomes pretty nice. I almost wonder if we don't just go queen to d7. In the hopes of creating a space where our knight can maybe advance in the future. We do have to watch along this file, though, for sure. Called out hard. I didn't even, I haven't been looking at chat while I'm thinking of my moves. Sometimes in between moves, I look at it, but... What would be wrong with h5? Nothing wrong, I guess. Yeah. I think that, I mean, I'm bad at chess, is what I'm learning here recently. But I feel like we need to find a way to generate some momentum. And we're not doing a very good job of it so far. We're down a point, which is not a big deal. If we get to an endgame, we're going to really like our pawn structure. But we've lost the piece. But we did it on our terms to some extent. But I think we need to develop some attacking. You know, I actually don't mind h5. It's actually a bit of a stronger play for the knight. And I guess at the end of the day, I don't really mind if they play f5. You know, it's a little spooky, for sure. The thing with f5, though, is we just don't take, because this open file here is horrible. But if they go to f5, we just let it simmer. And if they take, we take here. It does open up this nasty diagonal for us, which is bad, because it's going to look more like this than like that. But at least it does give our rook an open file as well. Yeah, we gotta start making them make concessions, because right now they're driving the bus too much, for sure. But I really need I need another lesson with Levy. I don't know if Levy needs to be like my sports psychologist to get me out of this chess funk. Like, I've been really, like, some of the games that I've been losing have just been like, you know, like they just take my queen. And I was like, oh, didn't see that. Didn't see you there. Hi. So again, we don't really mind this too much. We like the take to some extent. So I wonder if we're not looking at, again, it's very slow. I feel like we don't mind just a6. And then we could potentially push to b5. But it also blocks off this spot from the knight getting there, which seems good for me. I do think there's something to be said for that, sure. Like, people are saying, you know, anytime you learn something, there's usually like almost a refractory period alongside of it. And I totally agree. Like, I think that maybe one of the reasons that we're doing worse is because we've learned some new information, which takes a while to implement, and you play like a little worse in the meantime. So here's the thing. You think that maybe we take. The problem then is that this move becomes insanely strong. If we take, and then they play knight to e6, if we take the knight, we lose our queen. If we move the queen without escalating the threat, which we can't really go here because the knight will be in a... No, it won't be in a position to get us. So I guess, like, here's the way I would think about it. If it's take this, we go here. They have an issue here, right? What do? Probably something like, I mean, even that. No, then I would just take. Even this. Then what do? Our knight is, no, then we take their knight? I don't know. This one, I'm like, this one, I think we might be able to squeeze ourselves into a better position. If they think this move is as clever as I think that they think it is, we might be able to get a free piece. But I'm a little skeptical. Let's see. Let's see. I mean, we're kind of in a bad spot anyway. Let's give them the chance. So I assume that they're going to do this, which is a pretty clever move. If they take with the queen, I don't really mind the exchange we've made, but it's not actively good for us. Okay, but it could have been worse. Now we should probably do something. Like, I don't mind. Whatever we do with the knight creates a discovered attack on the queen. What we would love is to get a discovered attack on the queen that also allows us to maybe... Oh, no, because this is also protected by this. Okay, but it's still not bad. What I would think is, like, what if we did something like this? And the idea here is we're blocking some of the power of this rook. The knight's obviously covered. We got a very powerful diagonal shaping up right here. They might do some kind of... I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't think their discovered attack is very good. I'm happy with where I am. And then, of course, the other dream is that they just royally screw up. Like, if they move queen here, we still have a problem because our queen has the discovered attack. But again, like, if they move the queen like here, if they move their knight there, it's not that big of a deal for us, because if they ever take the initiative to take the rook with the knight, which would be here actually, you know, we have the fork that it gets the queen, puts the queen in check as well. I don't think this is too bad. I think this is okay. We'll see. We'll see. But that's none of my business. Okay. So, I think that's a pretty good move. Now we got to move our queen. Somebody's at the door. Hold on. Hold on. Can I just waved at him. He's stealing my bicycle. Okay, we have a real problem. We can never move our knight in this current situation. That's pretty not pog. And time is getting a little spicy. Also, like, it's very hard for us to move our queen right now. I still think we're in a bad spot, mostly because they responded very well. No, we can move our knight here and it still protects that. Okay. So we don't want our queen to be the victim of a discovered attack. Here gets us taken, obviously taken. This might be our best move because we get taken here. We do get taken here, and obviously you can't do that. So, like, this is actually just kind of bad. But then I'm like, hold on, what if, and I know time's tight here, but what if we did a quick little check? Then you move over here. Does that change anything at all? No, not at all. No. Although, after the check, we could then do this. You know what? Let's get hot. This is now like we got to do some funky stuff. We're in a weird spot, so we've got to do better now. And I'm okay with that. So they need to move to a spot where they're not going to get forked with the queen. So they could go there. Let's think it through. I mean, if they go there, do I go here? No, because then we get checkmated. Bad move. We probably do not move our knight unless it creates a beautiful fork. Now, and here's where now it gets interesting, right? Now I can actually move my queen into a spot that's more valuable. So the initiative we got out of that is pretty good. I don't think this is good. That scares the crap out of me. Yeah, you're right. Actually, that's an amazing move. If they just take this, I'm pretty much blown out. I took my tempo at the expense of a piece. Not quite as good as I thought it would be. But temporarily, didn't it look like we were a genius? Isn't that what it's all about? So next moves. Checkmate. If he does nothing, is the easiest checkmate you've ever seen. If he does something, it's not great. Actually, you know what? That is a pretty good fork, actually. We can get out of it at an equivalent exchange, but we don't want to exchange right now. Pre-move for the greatest clip of all time. We saved the pre-move shenanigans for the end game. I'm not at that level yet. All right, so here, as far as I'm concerned, you got to take. But I do worry, take Glunka. I don't know, you got to take. This guy's stream sniping you and taking all your tips. This guy does not need... Oh, that's a good move. This guy does not need to stream snipe me to beat me. That should be apparent. I'm telling you, dude, the 1500s are built different now. It's crazy. 1500s when I was 12 didn't even know how the knights moved. Now 1500s are like, oh, I've studied like hundreds of hours of opening theory. I think it's because that I made the chess popular again. For a while it was like less popular. I think I've returned it to a certain level of popularity. I mean, if he wants to get me to resign, that's the move right there. I'm forced to take. We got no endgame prospects. That's a resignation. But a good game. Good game. They played very well. And now this is where we got something to learn. Let's learn from some analysis here. A loss is an opportunity to learn. I bet we had like 55% accuracy and they had like 80 plus. That's my take right now. What? $95? That's pretty good. Sometimes you just got to accept that you're taking the L. That's a really good game. And I mean, sometimes there's L's because, like, they get 95 because you give them easy opportunities. It's not always stockfish. All right, so we were supposed to do knight to c6. No, that was the right move. Okay, good takes. Look at it. This is like the longest we've ever stayed in a book opening. I'm proud of myself. We made it to like move 8 on the book. That's a start. So instead, they like this. Okay, I can't disagree. Because like what happens? They can't go there or you fork them. If they go here, you just start pushing them down. Yeah, that gives us... I much prefer this. What's... Like, their best response, I would imagine... Maybe they would like this line. Do they think this is the best? They do. Okay, and then I probably do that. And then they do this. And then we could choose whether to push them down. But I definitely think this... Basically, at this position, this gives us, like, a free move. Or it gives us the power to make a move that we want to make. So here, obviously, like, we could do this, but it totally screws up our king side. What we could do instead is maybe move back and start threatening there. No, they don't really like it. They prefer this. And then I guess, like, you'd expect to take. No, they expect to move back. I don't know. I think at my level, you'd expect to take. Followed by, like, whatever they want to do here. Oh, and then we go to e5. I guess, yeah, we wouldn't have wanted to go there to begin with. We could either castle, or we could do this. Rook to b8 is pretty popular here. They actually think that we have a decent advantage. Dude, that's not so bad. Anyway, we're like way out of what actually happened. All right, so they, instead of playing knight to d7, which they hate. Let's be more aggressive next time we get this position. And then they're like, come on, man. This knight is like, you're doing terrible, terrible work with this guy. This is where we lost the plot a little bit. They do like the take, but we're already 4 points down here. All right, and I mean, from that point onwards, it's basically just... this is kind of a recurring trend lately. We have been doing, like we've been losing the game in the opening. At least this time, we kind of extended the opening before we lost. All right, I feel like I'm bad at the Dutch, but let's do it anyway. I need to restudy the Dutch, because where I always end up in the Dutch is like, if I don't want to play the Leningrad or the semi-Leningrad, we do something like this. But how do we ever get this bishop out? Like, do we just accept that our bishop is worthless and garbage? How do you study an opening? There's like in the chess.com, and I'm sure on the Lichess database as well, you can look at openings that look at games that use this openings that like masters have played, and then see how they examined it. Like, doesn't this look messed up to you? I'm like, the take, probably the take. Then we push, but you have like an amazing spot now. What if instead we do this first? Masters don't usually use the Grob. Well, that's like why the phrase usually exists, right? Because like rules are made to be broken. We are afternoon here. Today's chess video has gone out. I lost to the Grob today. That's like, that's staggering to me, but it did happen. Ironic. He could protect others from the Grob, but not himself. So I don't know. This seems like fairly normal to me. Obviously powerful space. Pretty powerful space. There is a part of me that's like, take Glunka, check. Oh, but you're protected by the pawn because I'm stupid. What if we did this? This is 10 minutes is good for this. We do this. We get a little bit more control of the center. You go back here. Bishop to here. Maybe? Is Glunka official chess terminology? Glunka is an industry term. Yes, it means to glunk. I am the one who glunks, etc., etc. This still seems fine to me. Now I'm like, what if they do that? I don't know. Then I think we do something like this. Does expose that pretty badly, but... Oh, yes. The 17th century Dutch grandmaster, Friedrich Glunka, most famous for his strategy of getting weird with it. I do kind of like knight to e4, because it's weird, right? Like, that's my thing. See, I thought something like this might happen. Then you think, okay, no, that's horrible. Yeah, that's like mega bad. What if instead, though, you do this? Then this pawn is like out in no man's land, dude. Well, I'm keeping my strategy of getting weird with it going. But then, what do they... Okay, they do that. It doesn't matter. They're still not going to take. They're still not going to take. I'm happy to move my bishop at a later time. Could push. We should think about maybe, like, accelerating the situation here. The other thing is, as soon as they kingside castle, this push then becomes very powerful to keep this bishop like the garbage that it is. And like it looks weird, but we're really only down a pawn right here. I got very little to sweat. We don't need the castle yet, though. Like that's not to say there's no value, but like it doesn't have to happen. I am looking at something like dunk. His reply. Probably move queen. Okay, well that kind of bodies what I was planning. Never mind. or does it? Because then I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on. If he moves his queen, like where's he going to move it? He goes here, we can push. That's fine. If he goes here, he's taken. If he goes here, I want to have the ability to do a discovered attack like so. I'm a little skeptical here, but just work with me. What if we did that? My expectation is that he's going to move his queen off of this file, okay? Pretty good move. Yeah, not strong. Pretty close to a resignation, but you know what? We're going to let it ride. I'm hoping he'll just not notice this part. Now, you don't need to play with too much passion yet, you know? You might be thinking it's time to play with passion. I think we let it simmer a little. There's a piece of me, by the way, that's like, I know he's going to take here. There's a piece of me that's like, it's worth it. Believe it or not. I don't know if that's true, though. So we're just going to let him simmer there for a minute. I actually want him to take this pawn. This is pretty bad. Like, there's no good. There's no good at all coming out of this right now. But, on the other hand, what if there were? So I think we get a move here. Like, where are you going? I'd like to know. We take. I don't know. I should play some 3-minute games, for sure. I think that would be wise. I'm interested. Okay, so they go here. What do we do? Well, take, not so good. Take for free, pretty good. But then the queen does get to escape to here. Oh, but then we would have access to the rook. Okay, I think I would actually love this move. I think I would love that move a lot. You know what? When you've been gotten, there's a nobility in accepting it. So you know, it's not a 2-minute game. We got plenty of time. Hey Tomo. Hey Tomo. You know what? Let me. I'm thinking this in my board. I'm thinking this board in my head. I mean, let's think about it. Let's think about it. Certainly take is bad. We're going to get the queen out of there. Where does the queen generate value for us? I want to stop that at some point if possible, but it's not easy. I almost feel like we just go here. Yeah. I don't think there's an amazing move, but I think that that's okay. Keeps us in file to push this at some point later. Rook is still protected here by the bishop. I don't know. We are up by 1 point, but it's far from a busted situation for them. I would say move the pawn. And we want to prevent them getting here. That's tough. I don't mind this either. This is a very powerful spot for this bishop to stay. But you know what? I've decided I kind of like this line. Unless I'm missing something obvious, I kind of like this line. They take, they go, okay, free pawn for me. Then we go here. Okay, I mean, it's not terrible. They can defend the pawn by moving the knight to here. But it still gives us a lot of power to be able to get our queen here. Which also threatens the knight. And now we're behind enemy lines. And we get what we wanted anyway. They might castle here. That'd be funny. Definitely, you look at something like this. We're a little worried about the rook in the future. You look at something like this. What are they going to do? The pieces are they're locked in. I'm proud of them for that. What if we did this first? Time is a little tight here. I don't mind like they still can't move the knight. Like I know how it looks, but they still can't move the knight. Unless they move it to a place that defends the bishop, or they defend anyway. You get the gist of it. I think we want to do this first, so we don't just lose the pawn for nothing. Then knight to d7. I'm getting attached to this one. No, that's bad. This is not bad, though. Necessarily. They'll probably do that. Doesn't really bother me. Because if they ever want to take here, they're going to lose the... They're going to lose the rook. Oh, and my bishop covers it. It's the other thing, I suppose. So they'll probably fall back. And time is definitely of the essence. Which means you should move faster. Now we want to get this pawn. 136. I'm like, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's like it's almost worth it. Heavy energy. I don't know. That might have been pretty bad. Yo, Dan, what's up? I'm playing some not so good chess, Daniel. That's the lesson I'm learning right now. Is I'm playing some chess that could be better, honestly. We just had to move fast. The meat of this situation was go quick. Yeah, Dan, if you're giving lessons, please let me know. Because I'm struggling right now. When you are done, be sure to move many pawn. I actually think that's probably a good idea here, believe it or not. That sucks. That sucks for us. So we know this is coming. We just want to defend against... And he can't put me in check right here, so we love it. We want to defend against the knight moving. Okay, so now they still want to... All right, I mean, I can understand why you would. I think we're going to lose on time. That's my take right now. It takes too much time in my brain. Not in the game, but it takes too much time in my brain to get through that assortment of items right there. We finally broke something on this side, though. It was a great move. What if we did this? I'm okay losing a piece as long as we exchange. Not losing a piece, losing a pawn. Losing a piece, different story. Oh, wait. No. That's fine. No, that's not fine. That's fine. You got don't put yourself in a position where you're going to be forked or where he gets the ability to pin the queen here. Tomo, I know you want to come back in. We got times are tight right now, buddy. Man's got plays. Man's got plays. Move? What about that, though? Mia! Don't move to a spot where he can put you in check. That's the kiss of death. This is so much worse. What am I doing? I'm like, any place I move, he can put me in check? That seems bad. Check. He takes my queen. You know what? You got me. Well played. Well played. Come on. Welcome back, buddy. I was not kidding about our slump here, by the way. Like, it's been pretty bad. It's a slump that's so bad. I'm like, when did everybody else get so good? Excuse me. Could you not be on my headphone cord, please? Okay. The analysis will not complete. Here we go. 47 versus 45. Oh, no, 47 versus 47. Pretty amazing. Both pretty bad games. We played the Dutch defense. Everything's normal here. Standard. They loved that. Okay. They think it's even, which is good for black. They like us. They like us a lot. This was where the game got, like, heated. They still like us. They still like us. This was pretty good. This was fun. They do not like that. They thought we should have pushed. This is really where we lost like all the advantage. No, I'm not going to play 30-minute aside because there is still, you know, some degree of hopefully being entertaining. Like if I was like 2100 in chess, I would play like some hour-long games. I'm not going to play hour-long games at 1500. That's like, we're kind of getting to like, you know, a little, I would say self-aggrandizing at that point. If I could just think a little faster and move a little faster, then we'd be talking. Okay, so they liked this. They think we're back. They love us. They still love us. Where did it go wrong? They hate us. They still hate us. They love us. They hate us. They think it's great. They hate it. They want to push the pawns. Oh my God. This is just... This is where we lost it. This is a blunder. What went wrong? They still think it's... I guess they didn't capitalize on the blunder. This is where time got tight as well. Missed win. Hold on. What's this missed win? Rook to c7. No, they like e6. Rook takes g7. Oh, it's all coming, it's all becoming clear now. In some ways. Like, hold on, the missed win, I mean, that's like, that's pretty extreme. I don't know about that one. It's like mate in 300. All right, let's give it another try. Let's keep it moving.